My name is Rod Main, and I've been an IELTS examiner for about 5 years. All of my IELTS career has been spent in China, mostly in South China, and I've traveled to many, many cities across that part of the country. In my career, I've conducted more than 10,000 IELTS speaking tests, and I've marked more than 20,000 IELTS writing scripts. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the introductory part of the speaking test, and this is really not part of part one, but it's included in the timing for part one. The examiner will always start out by saying, this is the speaking test for the International English Language Testing System conducted on what is today, 21st March 2020 at Guangzhou, center number 001. The candidate is Yang Li Wei, candidate number 123456, and the examiner is Rodney Main, examiner number 654321. Now, in this part, you really don't need to say anything. You just sit there and wait patiently as the examiner records this information. So it's nothing really critical. You may feel a little bit nervous, but just try to relax at this time. After the examiner has recorded that basic information, which is the examiner's name, your name, the date, examiner number, all that, then what he or she will do will go on into the speaking introduction. Now, the first thing that the examiner will say is good morning or afternoon. That's when the timing starts for part one. The first thing after the greeting, and of course they say good morning, good afternoon, you just respond with, oh, good morning. The examiner must ask this question, or must state this information and ask this question. My name is Rodney Main. Can you tell me your full name, please? Sometimes candidates are nervous. And I've had candidates give me their phone number at this time. So just listen carefully to this and just respond with your name. After that, you have a couple of questions that are optional. The examiner may or may not ask you, and what shall I call you? Not all examiners will ask this. I would ask this because I would like to use the candidate's name during the interview. The next question is, and can you tell me where you're from? This is an optional question again, and honestly, most examiners, at least in China, do not ask this question, but you should be prepared for it, just in case somebody does ask that. They must ask you, can I see your identification, please? And that's when you give them your ID. The examiner will check your identification, your picture. They'll check your number that you have on your identification against what they have on their record sheet, and then they'll give you your card back. Say, thank you, that's fine. And then finally, the examiner will say, now, in this first part, I'd like to ask you some questions about yourself. They have to say this. This is really when the part one begins. I just wanted to go over some things about this introduction for this part of the speaking test. When the examiner says good morning, good afternoon, just simply reply good morning, good afternoon. They'll ask you, can you tell me your full name, please? Now, what this means is they just want you to give your name. And for a Chinese person, it maybe, let's say, Yang Li Wei, okay? You would give your family name first and then your given name. Don't try to say, oh, Li Wei Yang, because it's really, in China, that's not the way people give their name, is it? And the examiners that are in China, they all know this, okay? And when you say your given name first, on the record sheet that the examiner has, it has your name listed by your family name, then your given name, okay? So just simply say, my name is Yang Li Wei. then don't go into details about, my grandfather gave me the name Li Wei, or my family name is Young, my given name is Li Wei. They know that, okay? So just be simple. My name is Yang Li Wei. In the next question that's optional, you may or not be asked this. The examiner might ask you, and what shall I call you? Just whatever your friends or family call you. It's if you want to say, or if you have an English name. But if you're going to say, call me by my English name, use an English name. I've had candidates say, oh, you can call me by my English name, Yuki, or you can call me by my English name, Ronaldo. Yuki is a Japanese name. Ronaldo is a Spanish name. So if you're going to say use my English name or call me by my English name, make sure it's an English name. And then the next question, which is also optional, I don't hear many examiners asking this question, and can you tell me where you're from? This just means where were you born? If you were born in Guangzhou, you say, I'm from Guangzhou. Very simple, okay? Then they'll ask for your identification. You give it to them, and they'll check the information, and basically that's the end of that introductory frame. Now, let's take a quick look at what Miss Feng did in that part of the test. And actually, she did a really good job, and it is a good model for you to follow and understand what to do there.
This is the speaking test for an English test conducted on 15th March 2020 at Cedar Rapids, center number 001. The candidate is Huang Feng, candidate number 888888, and the examiner is Rodney Main, examiner number 999999. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Rodney Main. Can you tell me your full name, please?
My name is Huang Feng.
Thank you. And what shall I call you?
Just call me Feng.
And can you tell me where you're from?
I'm from Guangzhou, China.
Can I see your identification,
Yes.
please? Thank you. That's fine.
So if you enjoyed the video, why don't you go ahead and like it, subscribe, hit the notification bell, or leave a comment below. And if you need more help with the IELTS test, you can contact me by my WeChat, which is ROD_MAIN, or you can leave me an email at rodmain@hotmail.com, which will be right down here at the bottom of the screen. Thanks very much for watching.